Hi there, my name's Jordan from Pub Trivia Australia. Thank you so much for your interest in our trivia games. This is what our games look like. I thought I'd run through it, show you how it works, and show you how it will look in one of your venues. First thing you do is put up the title slide. So as people are arriving in your venue, they'll see, oh, it's a trivia night tonight. Put it on one or some or all of your TVs. People will know that there's a trivia night on. Go see your host and register for the game. When they're ready to register, you click on Next and put up the topics for the night. The topics change every single game. We always have some general knowledge. We sometimes have some music, usually some picture rounds in there, all included in the game. There's always 6 topics with 10 questions per round. So there's 60 questions in total throughout the night. What teams will do is on the registration form, is they will select 2 rounds that they want to double their points on. So they might look at string instruments and they might think, I'm very good at knowing string instruments, or they might like music or languages, and they would choose 2 rounds to double their points. So on their registration form, they'd circle 1 and 3, give you a team name, and drop that form in. On the score sheet for the host, you would mark down 1 and 3, that's their double rounds and their team name. Then they're all registered, you're ready to go. When you're ready to kick off the game, you'd put up the next slide, which tells people to put away your mobile phones, electronic devices, and then we move straight into the game. So round number 1 on this game is string instruments, looking for the name of each type of string instrument. Now, up until this point, I've had to click through for every slide to bring them up. Once we get into the first question for that round, the round will run by itself, automatically timed. You don't have to worry about timing it. Automatically runs through 30 seconds a question. So let's just show you a couple of them. I'll go next, and now you can just leave it until the end of the round. So the first picture comes up, teams are looking at it going, what is that? What is that? That is a banjo. Teams might argue that it's a certain type or whatever. You'll notice at the end of 30 seconds, a slider over the other side of the screen will slide across and go automatically into question 2. So we'll let that do that. Here it goes. Teams know then it's moving, it's disappearing, and the next picture's coming out. Here's number 2. Now, is it a double bass? Is it a cello? These teams will argue, and then they'll write an answer down. So I'm going to skip through now until the end of the round. Now, at the end of each round, we have what's called the puzzler. The puzzler is a series of clues throughout the night. So there are 6 clues, 1 at the end of each round, to a mystery answer. Let's just say the answer is Australia. So the first clue might be, I'm a country. Then the second clue might be, I'm an island, or I'm a continent, or as the night goes on, more and more clues come out. So the earlier people identify the puzzler, the more points they'll add to their score. So at the end of each round, they'll write down an answer, usually beginning of the night. They don't get it right. Closer to the end of the night, more teams are getting it right, and you'll just add the points onto the score sheet for when they identify the puzzler. So the puzzler clue for this one is, well, I'm a European country, so it's not Australia. So people would put down a European country, and as the night goes on, more and more clues come out. After 30 seconds, this slide will automatically disappear. That slide will sit there, and then a timer will start. After about 30 seconds, a timer will start, a 60-second timer to get people to hand their answers in. So the timer goes off. I'm going to skip the timer. It's down to 0. All the answers should be in. Host marks all the answers, writes the scores down on the score sheet. Then what you do is then you have to click through when you're ready, showing the answers. Here they come. So here are the answers for the first round. Once all the answers are out, you would read out the scores and say, this team got this many, this team got this many. That's it. When you're ready, you click Next, and round number 2 is general knowledge. So some venues have the host read the question as well as it appearing on screen. Other venues just let the question appear on screen. Don't have to read it at all. So once again, I'll manually click to go in the round, but once the round starts, it will automatically time itself. So question number 1, what sign of the zodiac is represented by an archer? So teams would talk about it, discuss, write their answer down. After 30 seconds, that slider, once again over the other side, We'll slide across and then move into question 2. How many pawns are on the board at the start of a game of chess, etc., etc. For round number 2, that's how that one works. So we'll skip that. We'll go to the end. We'll go to the break. So there's a third round, and then at the end of round number 3, there's a chance for people to have a break. This is a good opportunity to promote your restaurant, promote for people to grab another drink, have a little break, 10, 15 minutes, and then coming back for the second half. When you're ready to come back to the second half, welcome back. You go through the answers, first of all, from the round number 3 before the break. So the answers are coming up, which was computing. Time for a game of heads and tails. Now, in our host answer booklet, there is a game of heads and tails with several questions with the answers either heads or the answers either tails. Now, what we do with our venues is we get people, one person from each team, to stand up at their table. If you've got people playing in multiple areas, you can gather them all into one space. So one person from each team come on down for a quick game of heads and tails. Everybody stands in a line or together. You ask a question and they answer, put their hands on their heads for true or hands on their tails for false. This game's optional. You don't have to play it if you don't want to, but we do find that teams really enjoy this game. Once you've whittled it down, some people are wrong, they're out. Some people are right, they stay in. Usually you whittle it down to the last person. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 left, and you'll need to use one of the tie-break questions, which we also have at the back of every trivia pack. Give the winner a prize, give them a drink voucher, whatever you want to do, but there's a winner there, and people really enjoy the heads and tails game. Second half of the night, we got round number 4, round number 5, round number 6. Some of our packs, round number 5 is an audio round. So if you're a venue that wants audio rounds, just let us know, and we'll include that. If you don't want audio rounds or you're not set up, you're not capable of doing an audio round where people are listening to songs and naming artists and things like that, then we can provide an alternate pack that does not have audio as round number 5. Round number 6 is usually a picture round again, not always. And then at the end of the night, we tell you the answer to the puzzler. So let's go in now. Having a look here. Round 4, round 5, round 6, where are we? So round 6, first of all, is official languages, naming the official language of each country, not to be mistaken with the national language, which may be different. That's round number 6, so this one's quite simple. Pictures and naming the official language, number 1, number 2, etc., etc. And as we get to the end, and around 6, then we show the answers and we go through. There's the answer to the puzzler. So the answer for that puzzler for that night was, I am a European country. Find me in the Adriatic Sea. I border Montenegro and Greece. Tirana is the capital and largest city by area. My flag is red with the coat of arms in black. My name starts with the letter A. So usually somewhere there around round number 3, 4, 5, most teams would get that. So if they get it on round 1, they'd add 6 points, round 2, 5 points, round 3, 4 points, and so on. If they only get it when it gets to round number 6, they'll add 1 point. If they don't get it all, they get no points. So our game is 6 rounds of 10 questions, 2 double rounds, which means that their total score could be out of a maximum of 80 plus 6 for the puzzler. So the total perfect score, perfect game, getting the puzzler on round 1 would be 86 points. In over 10 years, we've never had a team do that. So normally the end score is anywhere between 60 and 70. And you know that people are getting a lot of questions, getting a few wrong, but it's all about having a bit of fun. At the end of the night, we give you a chance to tally up the scores. So you're adding up everyone's scores. That slide stays there until you're ready. And when you're ready to announce the winner, you just click next and say, thanks for playing. Well done to the winner. The winner is this person. Thanks very much for joining us. Come back next Monday or Tuesday, whenever your trivia night is, and play again. So I hope this has helped exactly how to run the game. If you need any further help, I'm always available to speak to you via email or by telephone. So please give me a call. We look forward to having your venue sign up to one of our games very soon. Thanks very much. Bye.